Hi crafters, it's Hannah from HanCraftedCards.com. Welcome to the first video in the Snapshots mini album series. This is the album that we're going to be making. You will have seen in the preview video a quick look at all of the pages. So in this video we're going to start with the pages because as I go on to say, I always start with the pages so I know how big of a cover that I need. So we're going to start with the pages, then we're going to move on to decorating the pages, then the cover and the binding, then the front and back pockets and stuff, and then a bit more decorating and the cover and all that good stuff. So I hope that you stay tuned for all of the videos upcoming and enjoy this first video. Okay, so we're going to start off by making our pages. When I'm doing an album, I do start with the pages so then I know how big I need to make the cover. So for this one, we're going to have 6 pages. So for each page you need 2 pieces. One is going to be 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. So you need to cut that 6 times. So that's 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. I've already cut the others, so 6 of those. And then another piece that is 6 1/4 by 7 1/4. So 6 1/4 by 7 1/4. And you need 6 of those as well. And I've already cut the rest of mine there. So the bits that are left over from those 12 by 12 pieces, don't think it's going to waste. We'll use all of those bits up as well. So just put those in a pile to the side for now. And then bring in your page pieces. So you've got one, let's zoom out a little bit more actually. There we go. You've got one piece that is 6 1/4 by 6 1/4, and then one that is 6 1/4 by 7 1/4. So we're going to do some scoring on this one. So bring in your scoreboard, and all you're going to do is score each one at 1/2 inch on each end. So I just score it and then flip it around and do the other one. So do that for all 6 pieces. You could score it at 1/2 inch, and then it would be 6 3/4. So either way, you can do it. So 1/2 inch and 6 3/4. Half an inch and 6 3/4. And then your last one, 1/2 inch and 6 3/4. So for this album, I'm keeping it quite simple because this is the first album that I've actually done a video for. So I'm keeping it pretty simple for this one. So all we need to do now is put some tape on your flaps while it's in, before you fold and burnish the flaps. Put your adhesive on. So you want to use a good double-sided tape, something you know is strong, and this is 1/4 inch tape, but you could use 1/2 inch and it would just fit on the flap that you've made. So either or is fine. And of course you could also use wet glue if you wanted to. I always just use a double-sided tape. Just find it a little bit easier. Okay. There. Okay. Now you're just going to fold and burnish all of those score lines. Make sure you do give it a good burnish, because that'll just make your crease neater, and so that will then make your page neater. And you don't want it looking untidy. So a nice good burnish. There we go. Okay, so those are all of your pages with your flap, and then you just need to bring back in your 6 1/4 by 6 1/4 pieces, and then take one of the flaps and basically you're just going to stick them together like so, and that's going to make your pages. It should fit both ways if I've cut it correctly. So I just take the tape off both, and then there's a couple of ways you can lay it down. You can either go from the bottom, so you've got your flaps on either side, and line up that bottom edge, then work your way up the sides, so that'll give you that. So that's one way. Or you could just take off the take backing off one side first, line that up with one of your edges, then take the tape off the other side and then press it down, and that'll give you your page. But either way, whichever you find easiest to do. I usually just go from one side like so. Oops. Make sure you don't have any tape hanging over the edge. Ow. And next one. And then the last one. really quick way of making pages. Okay, and then I do just go over each one, make sure they're really well stuck, because you don't want your pages falling apart and your albums put together. So that is basic page construction. So the next thing to decide is what pockets you want. If you want flips, flaps, what have you. So just going to put all our pages all going in the same direction. Okay, so those are our pages done. Let's shift some of these out the way. So the front page of the album I don't want a pocket, so that's going to be just as it is. Then when I flip over to this side, what I'm going to have for each page is a page that is just blank, no pockets or anything, and then on the right hand page we're going to have a pocket. So that's what I'm going to do for each of the pages. So to make a pocket for this one, all those bits that we cut up earlier, those are what we're going to use. So you need a piece of cardstock that is, so your page is 6 1/4, so you need it to be 7 1/4 by however deep you want your pocket to be. So I'm going to go for, let's just move those out of the way, probably about 3 inches. I think that'll look good. So I want that to be 7 1/4 by 3, and I am going to write that down. 7 1/4 by 3, because I've got a memory like a sieve. So don't need one there, so I need 1 pocket, 2 pockets, 3 pockets, 4 pockets, 5 pockets. So at the moment I just need 5. So we will grab the trimmer and cut those. So let's see what we've got left. So you should have these, which aren't going to be long enough, obviously, and then you've got a pile that'll be that size, which again isn't long enough, but that's fine. So you've got these longer pieces, so just take 5 of those, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Put everything, all the rest on your pile for later. So actually no, we don't need 5 at all. How do I do that? Oh no, we just will. Yeah, need 5. So you're going to cut this down to 7 1/4, and again keep all your bits by 3. If that was, I mean, we could go a little bit shorter so we could get 2 out of 1. So that's going to be 2 3/4 instead. You'll do that because you'll save card then. So I will have all these measurements written in the description below, so don't worry about writing them down. So each pocket is 7 1/4 by 2 3/4. Just a little bit what's the word, thriftier, if that's even a word, with our cardstock. So 7 1/4 and 3/4 and 2 3/4. So that's 4. So now I just need 1 more. 7 1/4 by 2 3/4. So that's our 5 pocket pieces. So all these bits I'm just going to put to the side in my later pile. So they will all get used up pretty much. I'll try and keep a nice neat pile off to the side. Bring in your scoreboard, and again we're just going to do a 1/2 inch on each side. So 1/2 inch, and that's going to be 6 7/8. Yeah? No. Tell a lie, 6 3/4. Same as the pages. 1/2 inch and 6 3/4. Okay. So do that for all of your 5 pieces. Oops. Six and 3/4. Simple. Simple, simple, simples. And same as with the pages, you just need to add double-sided tape to each of those flaps. And I'm just using a block just because I like straight edges on my score tape, my double-sided tape. But you don't have to do that, you can just tear it or cut it with scissors. I just like a nice neat edge. But it's not necessary. Okay. There. Now before I fold and burnish, I'm just going to mite in these corners, and all that means is I'm just taking off a sliver of cardstock on that, just on the flap part, and that just makes it just a tad neater for just to make sure you don't see the edges of the pockets when it's actually stuck down, and you'll see what I mean when I stick it down. So any pockets are usually mitre. You can do that for your pages as well if you want to. So it's just taking off a little sliver of card. Like so. Okay, let's get those bits out of the way, and then we just fold and burnish. Our score lines. Folded those. Have I done those right way? Yeah. Thought I'd folded them all the wrong way then. Okay. So those are our pockets ready to stick down. So just grab 5 of your pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure that your holes are left to right. Grab one of your pages, take off the tape, and then I run a thin line of glue along the bottom, and that's going to close up the bottom. Now I've started doing my pockets this way because I found that you don't get as much bulk in your pocket. So I go from the outside edge and place, try not to get your fingers in the glue, place the pocket down and then go along the bottom edge and stick the other side down and just run my finger along there just to make sure that wet glue is stuck. And that will give you a pocket like so. So just do that for the rest. Okay. Okay. Now I've gone kind of quiet, I'm just concentrating. Okay. Last one. There we go. So that is the basic construction of my pages. And just give them a good burnish as well. There we go, and then that's the front one with no pocket. So I'm going to stop this video here. We've got our pockets and pages all done. So in the next video, yeah, I think in the next one we'll start to decorate them, and then yeah, I think that's what we'll do the next video. We'll start to decorate. So yeah, stay tuned for the next video, which will be on Monday. I'm just double checking. Yeah, on Monday we will decorate our pages. So I will see you then. Bye.